If we move on to a team that had a surprising amount of success in a window they weren't supposed to have nearly any in the LA Galaxy. And I really find it funny because the LA Galaxy made more influential moves on a transfer ban than Red Bull did in the entire offseason. So
It's
go
a
them.
partial transfer ban, partial.
You're right. You're right. And they did a lot of really good work in the window, which is really really good. So in the door, Mauricio Cuevas, a U.S. youth international from Club Bruges. Michael Barrios, as we mentioned, gone to LA Galaxy from Colorado Rapids for 50K GAM and a first round pick. Edwin Cerrillo from Dallas, as we've already mentioned, 600K GAM and a sell on percentage. Tony Alfaro for up to 500K GAM. That doesn't make any sense. And then Maya Yoshida, a center back on a free transfer into the country. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, yes, of course. And Diego Fagundes, as we've mentioned already, from Austin for just about 900K GAM, and Memo Rodriguez out the door. Memo Rodriguez, and they also waived Sega Koulibaly, a center back, to make some room. For a team that wasn't supposed to be doing a heck of a lot of business, I think this is a really good window for them. They went and so the only thing that I really am not happy with is they've gone out and gotten yet another 33-year-old plus center back in in
With
Maya
no
Yoshida.
experience in this league.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. In Maya Yoshida, and to combat his age, they've also added 30-year-old Tony Alfaro. So ages of their center back as we speak: Maya Yoshida at 34, Chris Mavinga at 32, Tony Alfaro, the young guy, at 30, Caceres at 36, Eric Zavaleta at 31, Marcus Furcanis at 20, and Jalen Neal at 19. So you do have the two young guys there, and Jalen Neal, of course, being uh, super, super valuable at the moment for them. Mauricio Cuevas, a 20-year old who is in the right back spot, but can also kind of be flexed around. So they've gone and added pieces to their back line. However old they may be, Diego Fagundes gives them that flexibility and in the wing spots that Douglas Costa really couldn't, as well as Michael Barrios. So they've improved on the MLS experienced wingers, which is a good look for them. Um, and then Edwin Cerrillo, of course, in the defensive midfield with Brugman going down in his season-ending injury, he comes in and will slide right into that spot and brings a little bit of experience as well. Um, Listen, I think it's a great window. I'm going to give them something along a B plus, A minus. I think they've hit all the spots that they needed to hit, as well as doing it with one hand tied behind their back. I think it's really impressive the way they've done it, and I think it's a real good look for them. So B plus, A minus for the Galaxy in a window. I think their best move coming in is going to be Diego Fagundes, um, because they've lacked that killer winger for so long. I think he comes in and brings a really good level of play for this team.
Yeah, I think within a bubble, when you consider all the stuff going on with them this offseason, I think it is a good window for them because, like you said, they were kind of handcuffed a bit. Definitely more than other teams, considering they could really only make domestic transfers. The only thing that confuses me a bit is what the plan is, because I feel like the guys they brought in feel very win now, and I just don't feel like the team is in a position to win right now. Not to their fault, but I just think no Chicharito, no Gaston Brugman is killer. I think that hurts so much. I but it seems like, bringing in Fagundes 28, Barrios 32, Alfaro 30, Yoshida 34. It feels like they're trying to win right now, which is a little confusing to me because standings wise, they're in a pretty bad position. I mean, they have a couple games in hand, but they are certainly they have their word cut out for them. That's for sure. I think again, to the point you made before, it's a really good window when you went into the window at the start thinking Galaxy were gonna probably do like nothing in the entire window. I think they've gone in and got some good players to bring in. I think Fagundes is their best addition. Memo being their only one out is obviously their biggest loss. But I would say window wise, I'd give it a B.
So I'll do, we don't ask a lot of question follow up, but does this window give them enough to pick up what may need to be 18 to 20 points in their last 11 to 12 games to get into the playoffs here?
It's gonna be really hard. I think if they get in, they get in on like one of the playoff spots. I don't think they get top 7, but I don't. It's going to be super hard to do it without Brugman and Chicharito. I mean, those guys plus Ricky Puig are supposed to be your stars, and you lose 2 of the 3. That's killer.
That's kind of where I was leaning with this too. Is the one player they didn't replace was injured Chicharito, and Joveljic hasn't really done the job so far. I mean, 25 goals, but Joveljic has only tucked away just 2 in MLS play. So definitely that was the spot they needed. However, I think with proper wing play with Barrios and with Fagundes, I think they unlock a different level, and they can do that. Okay, so keep an eye out for them. I'm also going to agree with you that says I don't think that they get there, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did.